So hello, Michaela.
Hello, Gabriela.
Hello, everyone that is watching this space. This is a conversation that I invited Michaela to be with me, and the purpose I invited her is to explore how is to create questions. And I remember the first impulse was in the Hillfront School Lab. I was in a exercise with Michaela and with Beno, and it was about what are you being missing from school of the time you were in school, and we were exchanging this, going deeper in that practice. And one of the things that you said to me, Michaela, that deeply touched me, it was about the questions that your being were missing, the questions that pull out your being and your values to the world. And I was feeling sad and touched by that question because I discovered in that lab how I kill my questions, how I learned to put as stupid, or this question doesn't work, or this question's too much, or this is we're not valuable enough to the space if I do that questions. Like started to really kill that power of making questions. And when I hear you saying that how questions were valuable for you, and I've been discovering since then that questions really create spaces. So when I make a question, I can create a total new space and different quality. And I also can use questions to destroy spaces. Like when I doubt myself, I'm discovering that when I doubt myself, I'm making questions to kill myself, to kill my impulses. Like, and I'm good enough. It's a doubt and it's a question. So I'm fascinated by discovering that power, and this is one of the purpose of being here, that is discovering the power of questions. And I want to start bringing inviting you to speak from the unknown about who are you, Michaela Kaiser, in a way that you didn't allow maybe to show yourself or to be with.
Yeah, so thank you, Gabriela, that you brought me to this space and bringing questions to me, because that you said it, I really have a longing for that. And I discovered that because I long so much for question, and I don't think about the question out of school where it's only one answer is possible, or only questions which are more analytic or logic. I'm not talking about that questions. I was fed up of them, or I felt a lot of fear in school to wait. When will I be asked? And I need to have that one answer. And I really went a lot of back inside of myself, and I get shy. I become shy, and yeah, I mixed feelings to stay there, and because I love to learn, and I want to connect to the pupil and also to the teacher. And also, yeah, something is fascinating me there. And what I discovered was that I trained to ask other questions. So my whole somehow professional life, or my healer in me brought me the ability to bring question to the people, so that they can speak deeper and deeper to unveil or discover what is happening in them. So like a detective is searching for the core, or for the miracle, the magic in another person. So, and I think my some part of that also went in my unconscious world. So my grandma was also using that I trained to put a question in a person like a bomb, like making it so dangerous, or so that I could show where somebody also is. So I really trained a lot to come to the core, so in all directions, and most of the time for others. And yes, and I saw that also a part of me was waiting of, so where are the questions for me. And so I really love that people come to me and then they ask me first. So as a healer or as a possibility manager or possibilitator, there's a context of speaking from the unknown. So the questions open that space. And I discovered a lot of, who I am really, or what is my archetypal lineage saying to me or wants to say to the world. And so I really saw how powerful this force is. It's opening really universes and also really, the connection into the navigation from being to being. How can we connect with the deeply core? And there's a longing inside of me so that the worlds of everybody can change. So, and also that I can find my words for that, my own words, discover how can I bring it in more and more distinctions so that people can feel the context or the content in different ways. And not only mental, not only intellectual, it's really like open a whole world through a question, and also that the being can unfold there and open another world and create another culture. And that after the small talk questions, the deeper layers can happen, and intimacy and being with and being surprised from each other can happen. And questions for me open that. And also the wisdom. So what is your wisdom? What is your inner knowledge? Nobody else can have that. And how to express that. So I think, I discovered I trained a lot to ask questions, and in both directions, consciously and unconsciously. So thank you for asking.
Yes, thank you for unfolding the question about the question.
Yes.
While you were speaking, I was wondering myself this, like the questions that I do to with this unconscious purpose to feed something, like to get something, or to to be clever, or to be better, or to show something. And when I'm interviewing, I can sense that impulses coming of questions like that. Like when I'm here with you, like which kind of questions that I don't know, like how did you create it feelings practitioner, or like where are you in your life, or what are the projects you are creating. And when you were speaking, you were inviting me to another space of question. That is a question that I'm having right now in myself, and then I decide to shift from that questions that is my mind creating right now to do to you. That is like this interview thing, and it's a question that I have about my X on the map, and that I would love to hear your inner wisdom about that. That is about being incarnated somehow. I'm carrying this question since the lab. What does it take to be incarnated in the physical body? And this the background of this question is pain, mainly sadness for me, about observing myself and people surround me, of being living outside the body, the physical body, and denying the physical body. So I'm in this work talk with you and Susanne Hutzler. I was researching about cramps, because I have a lot of cramps in my womb when I'm in my period. And I think this is something that from the family, like all the women in my family have this deep pain in the womb. And then I was there, like this thing that I'm denying my body, I'm denying this pain, and I want to get aware of it. I want to, and when it's like, because when I'm in pain in this moment, this is small moments of that I call pain. There's this something that my body is wanting to speak. I want to get away of it because I want to come back to the normal life. I want to get out of this thing. But when I'm in the sensation is where I'm most present in my physical body. It's my experience that I've noticing in the last month when I had that I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking about the plans or what people are thinking about me or whatever the energetic mental activity, but I'm fully there feeling that agitation in the body. And somehow I can see the invitation to incarnate, to some part of me incarnate. And I when I hear you speaking, it's this sparkle that bring to me, and I want to hear from you. What does it take to incarnate in the physical body, in your research, and also to yourself?
Yeah. So thank you. That is really a wide question. So because incarnation is a really whole process, and I would say it's not only to be incarnated in your physical body, and yes, so to come really into each of the bodies. So and as you said, normally we try to get rid out of our physical body, or we living somehow next to it. Also, as normal modern culture is used to live next or beside or to the emotional body. It's like not being in the alignment. So it's a little bit like sidewise from it. And it's for one point survival strategy to survive something when your body was somehow experienced shocks or violence or maybe the birth. Yeah, you haven't been really going through the whole channel. Maybe you were having cesarean, and so something could have maybe happened to you. So that one thing, or you deny in your mental body. So something happened that you say, okay, I don't want to be here, and also what you brought, there are a lot of family histories and ideas how something work, so that people live in an idea of their bodies. I would say it in the plural, because yeah, we have different perspective on different bodies. And so there is the tradition that women say to each other, so the mother to the daughter, when you have your period, there is pain. So, and then this pattern is copied. And also when I ask you, where is your spine in your body, in your physical body, people are so irritated because they say, yeah, it's in the back, because the spine is my back. And when you experience yourself or you see a skeleton, you will see that it's in the middle of your body. So, and when you rely to an inner anatomy, what is from the outside, from a taught anatomy or an idea, a picture, you live not really in that what you experience. And that is also what happened in school, that we were taught about our mental abilities. We get a really brilliant, intelligent brain, and that's it. So the experience in the sport or the experience in somehow doing arts are too less to have a deep experience out of myself. And so therefore is pain. If something is painful, your body gives you a symptom, an idea of, I'm out of my alignment. I'm not dealing with what my body want to tell me. And so everything is designed for that you really come into what you are. So everything give you a hint of that. So pain is like a gateway for your incarnation. And also in the discovery, there is something like, it's called levels. They are like your energetic body is more outside. It's like the aura is more outside of your physical body, and it's coming in layers from past lives to the normal life, and it goes more and more in the structured body. And in between, so also we as a feelings practitioner and any energetic worker, we discovered that the bridge to bring the energetic part and the physical part together is the emotional body. And it was so long time lost. It was so long undiscovered in the real feeling way. And so that most of the time people are also out of their body because they miss a bridge to feel first and then enter their body, because there are energetic healing ways and physical healing ways, but the connection was missing. And so you can do maybe your hypnose and you find some reincarnation things out of that, and you have your old decision, and so you will find what is there. But if you don't put it together and bring it in also in your heart and feel, to bring it back to your bones, nothing will really entering you. It will stay outside because it's only solved somehow in your energetic body. And so it was really the missing link to look at the feelings and to see that the feelings really have like a home in your physical body. And yes, it's like everything is like a cycle. So, and also like the feelings have a cycle. Living on earth, like having birth and die, come back and do this thing again and again, is like coming to the body when you are born, and then go through the cycle and get out of your body again. So, and bring everybody with you. That is also incarnation, and find your way to sit in your body. And so I found my way in that I really take care of my physical body when I was younger, because my body really presents me a lot of symptoms. I started with having asthma when I was in the 3rd class. I start there, and I couldn't do the sports anymore. So because I need to make a pause and breathe, and it was really hard. And I feel like I really need to survive in that moment. I felt such a fear with each breath that it will be not enough. And also my skin starts itching. So it's like neurodermitis, and my eyes, everything was itching, and I was scratching. And so therefore I need to take care, because it was not handled. I couldn't handle it first. It was like, okay, how can I deal with that? And also the treatment, my parents took me to the doctors. It didn't work so well. And so I started to...
You say what didn't work?
Yeah, so put some cream on it, or take some pills. It was only for a moment, and it was interesting because from inside I have some nose. I didn't want to take some spray to make my lungs wider. It was like I have had already some nose, because I know that wouldn't work. It will only help for a moment. And I feel really the fear of maybe then I'm addicted to that, because it was not from my side. And so I really started early to search for what can help me. And what I first discovered was that I put my attention on my physical body. I need to take care, because it was screaming at me, look at me. So I was really attentive. Yeah, I start to find my own creams, what is helping. I know that I need to rest. I know that I need to take care of my nervous system, to do not so much. I learned to do and feel what is the right sports for me, what can I do and what not. So to really feel what are my borders. And so, and also my early decision came out of that I found out, okay, when I want to learn more, where are the tools? I need to learn more about my body. And so I decided to become a physiotherapist because they are really learning a lot of anatomy and the inner structures and the outer, how to put your hands where, that your physical body becomes healing, get healing. And that was really like a super door opener because I discovered more and more who I am there. And the experience went so deep. Yeah, it was amazing. And it was really helpful because then I found new contacts to other healers and new methods and new contexts. And I healed my asthma and I healed my skin issues, and only with natural things, with changing my life habits, with changing how I eat. So I really set in the period of puberty my boundaries and said, okay, I don't want to eat anymore your food because it's not working for me. I will cook for myself. So it's like it was both. So as incarnation is to start my own life.
Mm.
And yeah, it opened my whole inner research and for all, as also for other people. So it was vice versa, to bring what I discovered or what I learned to the other people, to also bring them more into their bodies. So and it's still going on. So it's like a love and life topic. So following what my body wants to, brings me and shows to me, to learn about it and come deeper and deeper in the knowledge about each body. That's it.
Yes. Thank you for the distinctions about the bodies, because when I think about incarnation, when the question comes, the first picture is the matter, the physical body. And I didn't thought about the another bodies, how to incarnate in the like the energetic body or the emotional body or the
Yeah.
archetypal body is like what is incarnate is like I think in Portuguese that is my native language that is like entering the myth. But I
Yes.
think like how the another bodies enter the myth, and it's the picture that comes to me is like that all aligning together in the myth that is this container. And when you were speaking about the pain was your, what I heard is that the pain for you, your physical body alerts in your child, in your adolescence, was the track where you started to be researcher of your temple of your physical body and of what was happening. And I just come the thought of how is it mother culture that like in the way you're describing is this map that pain is like take care, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I learned from mother culture, school, family, is that pain, watch out, medicine, doctors, pills. So the take care is like killed. The listening, it's numbed, and then I can't look at it. And when you say the distinction that when you were in this pain of the take care, you could enter in your body and look in from inside. I can relate with these when I'm holding space to clients, this deep pain about looking from the outside, this this outside perspective of the world and of ourselves, right? Also, that I can see, I can look the things from my own eyes. And this is the process of also that I'm going through about the discontamination of the child ego state, because the child needs always to reach out for the outside to get like food and to get care and to behold it. and to have love and touch and all the necessities. So it's the focus is a lot outside. And I see that the process of incarnation when listening to you and speaking is that the process of growing up, actually, of often come back to inside, that I can provide all these things to myself, to my all my five bodies, and take care
Yes.
of it. And the pain, the physical pain, it's like the guide, the guideline to the growing up process somehow.
Yes, totally. And as you said, the normal modern culture use the anti-principle, this against principle. Yes, you took a pill, then the pain is vanished. And the same thing is with the culture about the growing, the adolescence to become an adult. It's most of the time to avoid that, to stay there, because responsibility is not so comfortable. So I would like to stay there and give it up, give it away. So, and that's the thing, the as you said, the outer perspective needs to come to the inside. And there's somehow like an anchor point in you, like a port in yourself to come back into that. And before you go there, you can imagine your box is like an incarnation box. It's like an incubator. Yeah, you're sitting in that, waiting that your being can be born. And so if you put more and more against, you will make your incubation box more and more thicker and thicker. So
When you
when
say putting more and more in the box is like reinforcing the survival strategy, or what is
yes, staying, I don't want to be adult, don't
Mm.
want to be who I am, and I stay here because it's safe and I will survive, yes. And so you stay there, and normally when you start to recognize, oh, I do the same again, nothing is really so amazing in the life. It's like a normal tone. It's no peaks at all. So it's like if you expand your box, it's the same thing. You say, oh, I'm not longer going against, because I find out more and more, that is my incubator. That is what I'm only putting around my being. So you start to observe from outside, you start getting feedback and coaching from the outside, you do experiments, you do something else. So you spread and expand your box so that your being come up, and then you start to look from inside, from your well-being point, from your anchor point, where you are meant to be here, like a seed who is sitting, which is sitting in the soil and waiting for the water and the right sun and the power of the whole soil to bring the force for bringing the plant through the wall. And that is the thing, to use pain for it. It's like, then I will expand and expand, and if I go against, I will shrink it again. So therefore, you also use the emotional healing process just to see, look at me, my incubator is not longer necessary. Look, it will spread and spread and spread, and my being can unfold more and more. So I can incarnate fully. And yes, it's coming into the meat, because there is somehow the connection to the material world. And yes, everything is there, your whole being with all bodies.
I'm feeling sad right now when I hear that, because when you say the intersection point is the emotional body to that process, and I see that the emotional body to in my experience have been like this flower unfolding of feelings and emotions also, and that it's like the link that I see that miss in a lot of even healing spaces, energetic. So before I was working with possibility management. I was energetic spiritual work, and there was a lot of the denial of the emotional body. So it works a lot of energetics and like spiritual world. But every time that there was some emotion, or some like mainly fear, anger, or sadness, there was this like, no, this is not okay. This is bad. And I see that a lot of like I this avoidance of the emotional body as a way of keeping us away from incarnating, of expanding, and this idea that it's painful, it's uncomfortable, I don't go there, and I want to be in the comfortable. and and I remember like 3 years ago that anything that was painful for me, I really wanted to avoid. My grandma wanted to do anything to not do it. Like, I don't know, have this hard conversation later. I do it later. Or speaking, I'm in a group and I'm having resentment going on and shitty going on, and then it's like, no, I put under the carpet, and maybe next week. And and I see the value of honoring the emotional body as this gateway to being with, not just about incarnating and looking the world from inside, but also about being with another people. And and I it's coming this question, how do you experience, how has been your journey with your emotional body as this interlink that is not just entering yourself, but also being able to create bridges with another hearts and connecting with another beings?
Yeah, so for me, it was really mind-blowing to see how I am acting in my box, not showing at all anger when I started. And I discovered that I put it away when I was 3 years old. I decided to, I have an experience and I decided to not longer show it. And when I found that out and felt the results of it, the consequences, that I wait until others decide for me, or that I didn't decide at all, what can I do right now? I've really felt the pain of it. And I never even couldn't do fists. I really sit there in my physical body who has no knowledge about how to come back to rage. And what I really was conscious about was that I'm fearful, that I have such an amount of fear, because I really started early to go alone to school, to even kindergarten. My mother said, yes, you were brilliant, you have such a high attentiveness around that. So I discovered, oh, there are really forces. And when I saw, yes, and I am on the old map of feeling and I can change to another perspective, it was like, yeah, it was amazing for me to be creative in that it's not longer a problem to be fearful, and to discover that my rage is so important to hold space and to be clear as I am. So it was like also for me the missing link, because I learned a lot before I get to know possibility management, and a lot about my physical body and also energetically. And it was like, oh, now I'm coming home as it is, incarnation, in a multidimensional meaning. I'm coming home in a context where is each body seen. And yes, and I want to share the story. It came more of one time in my mind that I also have been in Poland and delivering a training there. And it was an ETB. And at the end of the ETB session, the first day, a person said, so I don't think that I can feel. And I stood next to this man, and I was so, I was so touched, because he was somehow the only one who showed himself authentic, without the stories, without playing theater, without only acting. He was the one who's really, he was feeling. The other were also, as it is, 99% emotional. And then I said, wow, that is really like another perspective. Maybe you want to go with that. And then he started to cry and he said, wow, thank you. It's the first person who said that, because I've got the diagnosis of autism. And it was really like vice versa. And at the end of the ETB, he said, wow, thank you. Now I have a new story about me. I feel, and the other put only a brand on me. I'm not that. And so that's the thing. It's also, he was somehow energetic in the space and he didn't know that he can use feelings and the others used emotions. And they were unclear to communicate with him. So that was a missing link. So I was so amazed to see, maybe also that need to be discovered new, that the whole autism scene is maybe, we have a different perspective on it because we are not clear. So I see that's really the thing. When I discover my feelings, then I can really be here on Earth and have a navigation tool, one more.
And this person that you said that he had this diagnosis of autism and that he could feel the discovery you had is that when it's, could you say it again? I didn't get fully what it was, the discovery you experienced with this man.
Yeah, I experienced that. So when I observe people in the first ETBs, most of the time when we start feeling again, emotions come up. I don't know, there is a feelings orchestra. You can try out your feelings, like somehow moving through different countries and show how it is, like to people who are coming from an other planet, to show how to feel. And when I invite people, or we inviting people to that, the experience is they are silent, they're sitting in themselves, they are full of fear, showing their rage. Yeah, some of them shy laughing in the field of joy. So it's emotional. Yeah, they are sitting there and it's all mixed most of the time first. And that is our base, what we mean, that is feeling. And they're sitting in this training, they said a young guy, and he really speaks from his feelings from the beginning on. And he said afterwards, it's weird, the others do it in a different way than I. Yes, because they use their emotions and they are not clear. They say something like, I think I'm so angry about you. Or I think, or I maybe I am anxious. So, and if they speak out of that emotional thing, or I'm insecure, he cannot decode it because he feels. So he was not mixed.
What I'm hearing you say is that this label of mother culture of like autism or another things also, it's more about that it's out of the normal of society then, because the norm of society is emotions, and people get so scared when it's about feelings because it's the present.
Yes, and to really communicate clear in the moment. No, don't bring the past into it. Don't bring the future, because it's confusing for them. If you are in the present, they will understand you. That is one part of it. It was so obvious.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that legend, that beautiful story. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's also the thing about incarnation, that we are all having a unique treasure in us. it's uncomparable. So it's not to compare with a normal, what is normal, or like bring it on a measure level. That's not working. So incarnation needs my own environment or my own experience to grow. And it will be also unique. And to find that, it needs really a team to see the blind spots and to have an environment where my box can expand and expand so that my being can radiate more and more. And that it's normal that we have big trees and small grass. And each of us has different sizes. We are not all like carrots. We are pumpkins, and we have different sizes. And so also the thing, some say I need to be on eye level. It's like, how can a grass be on eye level with a tree? And somehow, yes, they have both of them life force, and they have a being, and they can show themselves, here I am. And they will not be physical on eye level, but they will be, they have the same value, only in different shapes.
Do you have hints about two space holders that work with that feelings work? This is a question that I have when I'm holding space for a rage club, for example, that this is the first layer, like go to rage, and there's this gremlin thing that is really like this hatred or aggression, or this mixture of fear and anger and the face. And I see that how this is important. So I was holding this rage club this weekend with Gabriel, and like true women from the tree that was present, they couldn't really move the muscles of the face. So we are really going to that grumbling anger, emotional anger of saying I hate you and saying bad words and all these things, because it was really to create a gap in her box, in their box, that this is possible, that this is not bad or wrong. And there is a edge or a know that I am as a space holder, that is the shift, like how to do the shift from that space of emotional anger or emotional fear or sadness or joy to the conscious feelings, and how this evolves, and the part of authenticity also, because in my own journey it took, I think, 1 year to an emotional healing process really be able to access authentic feelings, and not this ping pong between the states and these inauthentic feelings. So would you give hints to navigate as space holders these different levels or different connections with the emotional body?
Yes, thank you. That is not such an easy question, because it's really depends who is standing in front of you, or who is in the space, what needs the space. And yes, as you said, it's really also so important to bring the whole load out, in the way you packed it away, in the way how it is ugly or making faces and being such crazy and weird you never maybe have been before. So that part of rage work is also really important, so that you have maybe the first time to express anything of what you ever maybe never showed before. And I think it's about getting more and more, becoming more and more aware of what is the difference between emotion and feeling. And therefore the physical body helps somehow. As you said, if everything is stiff, you used to bring movement in there. If you feel the people are moving out of their bodies, bring attention. So where do you feel your rage in your body? And as we distinguish the resonant tissues, the anger has a home in your bones. And to have a stable feeling inside, and not using your muscles. So, and for me, it's like using both. Do exercises where you are using all bodies. So let them feel how it is energetic to feel in feeling and emotion. What can you sense? Let them feel how it is when I touch my arm and bring the anger into the muscles, for example, and how it is when I only put it in the bone. Yeah, also maybe let them experience when they are only connected to a story in their heads about something, only acting as they are angry or sad, and bring them into the small moment. What is now? So slowing the time, make it smaller. So use the whole range of the emotion and the whole range of the feeling. So playing the
range
small parts.
is the percentage.
Yeah, the percentage, yeah. And for example, we did an exercise in the last lab. We wanted to make it short, a short check-in or a short sharing, and we said only share, I feel sad, mad, glad, joyful because. We said, okay, a short round. And we started, and the first person, he said, I was so angry about, and it was about that and that and that and that. And so, and we started to giving feedback and coaching because it took minutes or sometimes somehow like a half an hour to bring really the feeling into the space, not jumping to the future, not make it bigger as it is out of the head. So it's like navigate all bodies and bringing consciousness to that. And it was really valuable. The people say, wow, that is feeling. It was like having only pictures, using the pattern of not being present in the moment, mixing together already when they're sharing, don't know what feeling is it. So that, like making basic work too, in both ways, like the basic work expressing really big and without thinking, and then bring more and more distinctions in there.
Thank you.
Make it concrete, as you maybe experienced also in the feelings practitioner clinic, to, for example, be in connection with your sternum, the bone, who has also then an part of it, what is called like a sword bone. Yeah, it's like the bone for clarity.
Would you say that? I don't know that thing. It's a
Yeah,
sword,
so
like we have a sword in the heart.
no, the bone, the sternum, has a small part at the end of it. It's called sword bone somehow. So it's like really the Latin language has it already in, that there is a power of clarity in you, in your bone. So, and if you reconnect to this bone, you have also access to a part of, here I am, here's my being, I am clear about that.
Thank you for that, Hans.
You're welcome.
We are coming to the end of this conversation and of the time we agreed on, and I want to bring appreciation of this space that we navigate together, of this exploration about incarnation and emotional body. And also I appreciate you bringing your personal story of how you come to connect with that work. And this I celebrate, and I get inspired by it, because it's really coming from inside of you, and it's like this that come from your necessity, and it's the way you started to go in the path. And this inspires me as something that come from inside, as finding this the next step from inside. And yeah, I want to pass you to, if you want to give like last words or thoughts that is coming to you, and then we close.
Yes, thank you, Gabriela. It really touches me how you are in the space to really find questions, to open like a personal space for you and a space for me that I can speak into it, and having the whole outside also in your awareness to bring deep knowledge or wisdom or discoveries into the space. And it was alive with you. Thank you for sharing your feelings and how you digested in between, and so that it was easy to connect with you and your questions and the spaces you opened. So really thank you for this marvelous invitation and this time I spent with you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have the impulsive, if you are, would you share the next space that you are holding, like the next physical space, if anyone that it's watching also have the interesting to get deeper in that knowledge of the physical body, the feelings, possibility management, that they can get in contact with you.
Thank you. Yes, the next training will be in Portugal, the Feelings Practitioner Core Training. It's about the basics, for example, the resonant tissues, the main distinctions, feeling cycle to really come into your body. And I also will, so it's in October, the end of October. In November, there will be a next ETB, and it will be also a special one because it will be, I think, the last one here in the Möglichkeiten space. And I really invite everybody who wants to come, even also the people who maybe were here before. So really come, and I really want to have a full house. And I also want to say in presence, there will be a core training in Germany in December, and here in Germany, and also healing cycles to have in presence, because they are also online, the clinic, and for people who are living in Germany and next to Bielefeld, there will be also a possibility to have this physical healing cycle. Thank you.
I will add in the description of the video also the links, so you can also access from there the links for registration and logistics.